Hello again, YouTube, and welcome to part 8 of Dragon Age Inquisition. So I wanted to take just a moment here. The last episode we went a little over on time, but we left off with Mother Gisselle telling a soldier that the magic of the mages here could heal him, and was turned to noble purpose, was the phrase she used, and no more evil than his sword. And he is clearly terrified of magic of any sort, even magic that might very well save his life, which I think gives us a little perspective that the fanbase kind of tends to ignore, in that, I mean, and I don't blame them because I love playing a mage myself. I actually haven't played anything other than a mage yet, and I've started quite a few files just doing mage with the Canary mage and human mage, and now I've got a Dalish mage. So, I don't blame anyone for not digging into this aspect, but it is very much canon that mages and magic in general, particularly in the southern kingdoms of Ferelden and Dorley, is seen as extremely malevolent, is seen as not something to be trusted, and something that if you can avoid it, you definitely want to avoid it. And so the fact that Mother Gisselle is a member of the Chantry, who not only is she going against the Chantry's edict that the Inquisition is heretical and Eliana is a heretic for not even calling herself the Herald of Andraste, but because other people are calling her the Herald of Andraste, they've labeled her a heretic, which happens quite a lot in history if you look. But she is also clearly very strongly opinionated on the fact that mages are not inherently evil, and their power can be a blessing from the Maker, as I'm sure she would put it. It's just another tool with its own hazards. That's the word. That's another thing I really like about Mother Gisselle. She's very, very egalitarian, and for Eliana, I'm stuck here. She doesn't want to be known as the Herald of Andraste. She's not asking anyone to call her that. She doesn't like being called that. But at the same time, she's also very surprised to find a woman of the Chantry, a human woman of the Chantry, no less, who approves of magic. So I think I'm going to kind of lean towards that, because this is one of the few opportunities I can think of for her to reference that, whereas the not liking to be called the Herald of Andraste is an option that comes up a little more frequently.
What you said to that soldier, we do not teach that magic is evil. We teach that pride is evil, and does not corrupt only mages. But I did not ask you to come simply to debate with me.
Then why am I here?
I know of the Chantry's denouncement, and I am familiar with those behind it. I won't lie to you. Some of them are grandstanding, hoping to increase their chances of becoming the new divine. Some are simply terrified. So many good people, senselessly taken from us.
So I'm trying to decide what Eliana would go with here. Okay, I'm gonna go with that those events are not an excuse.
And that's an excuse? They're making things worse.
They don't know that. This is my point. Go to them. Convince the remaining clerics you are no demon to be feared. They have heard only frightful tales of you. Give them something else to believe.
They want to execute me, and you think I should just walk up to them?
You are no longer alone. They cannot imprison or attack you.
They could try.
Let me put it this way. You needn't convince them all. You just need some of them to doubt. Their power is their unified voice. Take that from them and you receive the time you need.
You make it sound simple.
I honestly don't know if you've been touched by fate or sent to help us, but I hope. Hope is what we need now. The people will listen to your rallying call, as they will listen to no other. You could build the Inquisition into a force that will deliver us, or destroy us. I will go to Haven and provide Sister Liliana the names of those in the Chantry who will be amenable to a gathering. It is not much, but I will do whatever I can.
And something else I like about Mother Gisselle, she recognizes that the declaration of Eliana as a heretic
Corporal Vale is coordinating the Inquisition's efforts in the area. We should speak with him.
is really only causing problems, and she does not appreciate the grandstanding.
It's good to have commerce restored. I've many goods here if you wish to trade.
I don't have any gold really, and it's pretty much more effective for
Varric,
me to.
you joined the Inquisition when Seeker Pendergast questioned you.
He was very insistent that I help.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
It's surprising that an elven apostate is the one who joined the Inquisition voluntarily.
Grabbing a landmark. Yeah, is interesting. What was I saying? I can't remember.
I think it's time you stopped playing the wounded party with me, Varric.
Ignoring the times you actually wounded me?
I did no such thing. I questioned you and then brought you to Haven so you could tell your story to the Divine.
Oh, what then? Thanks, Varric. We believe you. See you around.
Do not pretend to be an innocent bystander. I could have done far worse, with full justification.
Oh, yes. Thank you for not torturing me. I'm so much happier now.
That's kind of. They're talking about it really lightly, but Cassandra basically just said she could have tortured him and been justified in it. That is definitely something to consider. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't consider Cassandra the sort to make idle threats. Where Varric's concerned, there may be an exception there where she just would. He gets under her skin so bad. And yet she is a huge fan of his work. It's ironic. But yeah, I mean, you think about it, Cassandra basically did just say she could torture Varric and not only get away with it, but she says she would be justified in it. It makes me wonder a little bit what kind of torture methods the Seekers of Truth would utilize. If you have the stomach for it, looking up some of the torture methods used by the Spanish Inquisition in the real world, in our own history, which I hope was not an inspiration for this Inquisition, but one can't help but wonder with the choice of name. That wasp is making me nervous. But yeah, torture. Justified torture? It's not something most people that I know of anyways, would say is ever justifiable. But I don't know, maybe that's a little something we could start a conversation about in the comments. Anyways, I was gonna talk to someone and they wandered off on me. Here we are.
You there? Can you help my wife? Please, I beg you.
Oh yeah, his wife can't breathe.
Farewell.
Yeah, you're human. Your wife is gonna have to fend for herself. Aliana's got more important things to deal with. That's the first time I've ever turned that quest down.
Bandits, demons, mages, and Templars. The refugees are in dire need of help.
That's the last of the bread. Going to be a long, hungry night.
These people need food.
There are rams out in the hills. Good eating, cooks easy, and no lords around to kill you for poaching. Too dangerous to go hunting now. More likely to find mages than mutton.
Good luck.
Luck won't put fat on your ribs.
No, and Eliana wouldn't have said good luck. She'd have told him he needed to put together a hunting group that could handle the mages and go hunting for rams. But they really can't right now. They don't have the forces. So, as much as she doesn't really care if a bunch of humans starve to death, she is right now an ally to the Inquisition, and this settlement, these refugees, are under the protection of the Inquisition right now. So we're probably going to come back and do that because she feels like, as an ally, it is her responsibility to help these people a little bit. And maybe I'll write a little story on that.
I'm not looking for any trouble.
Okay, what are you doing then?
What is this place?
Map-making tenderfoots named this the Hinterlands. But right here, there's nowhere. Just some fields, and now a bunch of demons. I'm Giles, by the way.
I need to be on my way.
Make a watch over you then.
I don't think I've ever talked to him before. Anyways, so coming up on our 15-minute mark, let's see if we can grab this quest before we close out. Up here somewhere. We'll grab that landmark after in the next episode. There you are. You're in charge, aren't you?
You're with the Inquisition. Corporal Vale, thanks for your help. The mages and Templars don't seem to care who gets caught in their war. The refugees here are in dire need of help. If the war doesn't kill them, cold or starvation will.
What other problems do these refugees face?
We've got some injuries that go beyond stitches and Elfrid. I know healers are in short supply, but if you can find someone in Redcliffe to help us, it would save a lot of lives.
Excuse me. So we're just looking for information right now.
What can you tell me about the Templars?
All the Templars were called to Val Royeaux not long ago. These bastards ignored the order. Now they're killing rebel mages, along with any refugees they think are mage sympathizers. Every Templar I've ever known has wanted to protect the common folk. These men defile their order's good name.
What can you tell me about the rebel mages?
The real rebels are up north in Redcliffe, dug in and taking care of their own. The ones out here are just apostates, locked up in the circles all these years, and now they've gone mad with power. The rebels in Redcliffe have washed their hands of them. I wish we could do the same.
What can you tell me about the man who's supposed to be getting horses for the Inquisition?
Horsemaster Dennett. He lives on a farm to the west. Tough old fella. We haven't heard from him. Best we can tell, he's holed up until the mages and Templars are done killing each other.
Farewell.
And you as well.
Okay, so it's just telling me we need to do some local quests to build up our power. base as for the Inquisition. We're gonna stop it here, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, like, subscribe, share the video with the link thing, the embed, whatever you want to share, and I will see you next time. Until then, have fun.